Hi, so I'm going to show you how I make what I consider an anti-cancer breakfast scramble for my mom. Now mind you, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm learning as I'm going. I'm reading a lot of resources and things, and I will tell you I got a lot of inspiration from Brian longevity experts like Brian Johnson, and I think her name's Julie Clark. They're both on the longevity leaderboard, and then other things that I'm reading. So we happen to have fresh parsley. I'm going to do some fresh parsley. I'm doing a combo of, it's going to be like a scramble, but it's going to be small. I'm doing a combo of extra virgin olive oil. They say you should have 1 to 3 tablespoons, or Brian Johnson says 1 to 3 tablespoons a day. A couple of different experts. Max Levo also says for longevity. I'm also doing the coconut oil because there was a 14-day study, showing that coconut oil can help with spatial dexterity and memory. It was a study done by a neurologist whose husband had Alzheimer's, and within 14 days he was asked to draw a clock, and within 14 days there was mass improvement if he was doing 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. So I start with this 1 tablespoon, and I've already seen mass improvements on my mom. She had a stroke and was unable to, I saw she'd be a little bit forgetful and unable to plug the phone, or the plug into the phone, the charger into her phone. So now she's plugging the phone in every try, and that was after like 7 or 8 days. Okay. So anyway, going back to the recipe, I'll try to put links to anything that I find. I typically focus on peer-reviewed papers, okay, and legitimate sources. Okay, we're doing parsley. Okay. I'm going to do 1 clove of garlic and some onions. Because garlic has very antimicrobial and anti-cancerous properties and such. I'm doing this real time because I don't really know how to edit, and my time is very limited, so I don't know what you end up getting out of this. Anyway, here's the clove. The parsley, not that I've found any papers around it. The rosemary, I found that it's an adaptogen, epigenetic adaptogen modulator, and you should have rosemary is one of the things you should have. But since I don't have rosemary, and I know that all the herbs all have fantastic properties as a family, I'm just going to go ahead and do the parsley. Again, if this is a work in progress, I'm learning as I'm going, adding details as I'm finding, and sometimes I just go with what I have available. That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, is you start with what's in front of you, what you have, and then you build. And like the foods that I'm making for my mom, it's additive. Like if she wants a Haagen-Dazs ice cream, go crazy. I do not care. I mean, because you gotta live. At the same time, you're treating yourself, broccoli sprouts. So I add cruciferous vegetables, broccoli and cauliflower into this, but I also do broccoli sprouts. I think it's like 12,000 times higher the anti-cancerous agent in broccoli sprouts than in broccoli and in cauliflower. Well, in broccoli. It starts with an S, and as soon as I find it, I'll tell you the name of it, but I go with broccoli sprouts. Now, I only do a handful because it's got a pungent flavor. Okay, so here we go. I gotta wash it off and chop it. The only place I can find broccoli sprouts is at the farmer's market. Luckily, I go to a farmer's market once a week. Sometimes Sprouts has broccoli sprouts. And the fancier stores like Whole Foods and stuff. But your regular Kroger, typically not. So with that said, I'm going to get a handful of frozen broccoli and a handful of cauliflower. I do frozen typically because it'll go bad if I do otherwise. So here's just a couple of broccoli and a couple of cauliflower. I make this small because I know how much my mom's willing to eat, but I would rather her. I gotta make every bite power packed. I gotta make every bite count. Okay. So sorry, everything's happening in real time. So I get this, and I just kind of cover it. Now, I'll add spices, and the spice mix that I always do is the turmeric, black pepper. I'm looking for, I know we have some cayenne pepper, but I can't find it, so I do a little bit of chili powder for now until I can find it. It's floating around the house somewhere. I just don't know where. And then the last thing is a little bit of ginger. Now, I just do a little bit because I want the flavor to stay good. If it's not appetizing, it won't be eaten, and then that defeats the purpose. So I just do a little bit. Okay, this is supposed to, turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. You need to use black pepper in order for it to essentially work. Cayenne, I believe that's also an anti-inflammatory, but I'll tell you as I find the details, and same thing with ginger. Ginger, you got to be careful because it can throw off the flavor profile, and again, if it doesn't taste good, it won't be eaten. Oh, and of course the onion. I forgot onion. There we go, we got an onion. Gotta go quickly because I forgot, and it should have been, I was wondering why there's no bulk in this. So my approach is there's certain ingredients that I want to make sure she hits every day. And I try to get it into this scramble. Um, so heaven forbid things go sideways during the rest of the day. We got this. We got it in the first meal. So right now, her prognosis is not great. The doctors essentially gave up on her, and sorry, you can't do any treatments, or we don't have any treatments for you to do right now, and I don't know. But, so my thought process with the diet. I know diet makes a huge difference, number one. Huge, huge difference. Number two, we are in May, the second week of May, and my father promised to take my mom to Budapest, where this is where they grew up as kids, to Budapest, to go dancing in December. That it would be their 52-year honeymoon, or 52, not honeymoon, I'm sorry. They had met 52 years ago, started dating on New Year's Eve, or got together on New Year's Eve. So it's a very motivating date for her. So my goal is to get her to December. And if we can get her numbers a little better, then maybe she's eligible for a treatment. So, because what I've realized with this whole cancer thing, it is a journey. Things can change in your favor or against you at any time. I mean, not at any time, but it's evolving. So I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil because I screwed up with the seasonings and I need a little bit of liquid. Now, I don't think twice about using as much olive oil and oil for my mom as possible because I want her to have as many calories as possible for when she has periods of not eating and she'll end up losing weight. Luckily, we haven't had that in the last couple of weeks, the last few weeks. But get her as fat as possible so that if that does happen, it doesn't. So if I can get her to gain a couple pounds, that would be fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to let this. Alright, if you saw the mess on the counter, you'd be shocked. I'm a very messy cook. Okay, let's see. I'm going to add one egg to this, and I'll tell you about that. The choline is positive in one particular study. I'll talk in detail about it, but it says 5 to 10 eggs a day. But it's not a cancer study; it's a longevity study. But I'll talk to you about that later. So right now, just trying to get this. So the next thing that I'm adding, believe it or not, is bacon. And this has no health benefits. The saturated fat is not great. But if it doesn't taste good, she won't eat it, and I need her to eat her vegetables. So, I mean, she'll eat it, but she won't. I just want her to, you know, you get. It's that balance between enjoy life and fight this fucking. Anyway. So hopefully I can give you some inspiration. Now, again, the bacon, like, if I could leave the bacon out, I would, but I know that this... One slice is 35 calories. Again, it's not that helpful in terms of calories. And there's this 1.25 of saturated fat in a single slice, so that's not great. But when she ate it, when I added the bacon, she's like, "Oh my God, this is the best version that you've made so far." So take with the good with the bad. So I'm gonna add the egg now. Again, I kind of screwed up. I should have started with the bacon and then added the vegetables. I'm putting the order of the vegetables in incorrectly. I should have let the bacon cook a little longer before adding the egg, but whatever. This is where we are. And I'm a little nervous because you're here, you're watching, and where I'm filming this, whatever. But anyway. Now, the longevity protocols always say eat about 80% raw vegetables, and that's difficult. But the way I've been able to, I do as much as I can. So I'm doing tomato and a little bit of pepper, and that'll be raw. And so what I do is I slice it up into nice, like, bite-sized pieces, or I'll show you 2 bites. This is a very Hungarian thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. These 4 slices. No, I need to pull you closer. There we go. And then the pepper. It says 2 cups of colorful vegetables per day. So the way I accomplished that, we got the tomato, we got the pepper. Let me rinse it off. Just moving the eggs around a little. the scramble around a little bit. The bacon's undercooked, the eggs overcooked, the vegetables are soggy at this point. You know, I just put the order in incorrectly. So, anyway, there's always tomorrow. So, but it tastes fantastic, especially with the freaking bacon. I don't know. Okay, a pinch of Himalayan sea salt across the vegetables. Wait 10 minutes, and it's 10 out of 10. Okay, I know she'll eat that right up. Okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this onto the plate. I don't do cheese again. I try to just, she doesn't ask for cheese, not on this. And the goal is to get as nutrient dense as possible. So let me show you what we got right here. Okay, that's the egg scramble. Here's the cut up vegetables. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is to make her like an egg McMuffin. That's her go-to staple breakfast. We're out of, we use these, essentially we're out of bread. I mean, we're out of what we use for muffins, but it's not really muffins. They're like the little bagel thins, but we're out. So I'm going to use what we have, which is sourdough, cheese, ham. I will eventually get organic. Is that a thing? Organic, or you know, the better ham. But right now all we have is like the Kroger. Anyway, that's a go-to sandwich, so I'm going to make that sandwich now. And then we're in at 22 minutes. A cup of coffee that she always drinks, and then a glass of low sodium V8 juice. I don't know how good V8 juice is for you, but I know it does have beets and carrots, and beets is another ingredient that I'm trying to get into her diet. And so it's not perfect, but we're getting there. I also do a different smoothie during the day, and then just continually build on the nutrients and get as many vegetables in to her as possible. But in the smoothie, she loves the smoothie that I make, and I'll talk about that later. But I add collagen to the smoothie, and I see that she's after 8 days of adding collagen into her smoothie. Before, when she was walking up the stairs, she would always lead with her good leg. And then the other day I saw her go left, right, left, right. And I was like, wow. And she's like, do you see what I'm doing? I said, yeah, I see what you're doing. I said, wow. But anyway, that's what we got for today. I'm just going to leave it at the scramble with the cut up vegetables, and then I'm going to make her a little sandwich and coffee and V8 juice. All right, I hope this gives a shot of inspo to somebody. The things that I will leave you with is start where you're at. The other day I was looking in the freezer or in the refrigerator, saying, God, we're out of all the vegetables. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, no, look again. You're out of your normal vegetables. Look again and see what you have. And I was able to put together a breakfast. So, you know, and then I was like, oh, I don't have the carrots to make the smoothie. And then I was like, oh, but I have all the other ingredients. So start where you are, build, and make it additive. Like, and this is not just for cancer. This is for any any anytime you're putting together a meal plan, make it additive. Like, whatever you're doing, just add the nutritious things on top, and the crappy stuff will eventually make its way out, right? So anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. If you got to the end, I would love a heart. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Thank you for listening.